Hey there, this is Tia the writer, and I hope you can hear me. My last video, someone commented and told me they couldn't hear me, so I hope you can hear me. I got my mic and I'm talking at a really good level, so I hope you can hear me. But this video is about how I grew my Substack or how my Substack grew after I stopped using ChatGPT. Um Funny story. I discovered ChatGPT like last year, like 2025, and I thought it was going to basically make the writing process smoother, easier, faster, without actually realizing that I love the writing process. I love it. I love being in that flow. That's the reason why why I became a writer and why I stayed a writer. Um, but yeah, I thought ChatGPT was gonna like do wonderful things for me, which honestly it does. It does do great things for me when I use it as a tool and not just to like do the work for me. Last year I got caught in a loop of just letting it write my stories for me, and I started noticing that I wasn't getting the engagement that I always got when I dropped original stories right from my brain. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like people know. People know, like the system, the software has been around. This artificial intelligence (AI) has been around for a couple years at this point, and people know when it's being used at this point. You know, an AI generated flyer when you see one. You know when somebody is using it in their writing when you start um, peeping certain patterns. Like it's not this, it's that, or it's more than this, it's that. I actually wrote about that and one of my last articles, probably my second to last articles on Substack, if you want to read it, it's literally called It's Not This, It's That, How ChatGPT Had Me Out Here Sounding Crazy. I got the link in the description box if you want to read it. But that was pretty much me discovering, or not even really discovering, but just kind of peeping the chat gpt language, you know what I'm saying, that you like once you see it you can't unsee it, you know that somebody used it. I even like recognized it in an award show that I was watching recently. The presenters just kept saying things like, you know, this artist, this the next nominees, you know, these artists are not only this but they're that, they're not just cultural makers, they're icons. They just kept saying like that same pattern. It's not this, it's that. It's more than a steak dinner. It's an experience. It's not just the club. It's a movement. But like when I started really peeping that pattern, I noticed that my stories were also filled with that pattern. I have an article that was completely AI generated, it was completely written by ChatGPT, along with some of my ideas, of course, but it was called We're All Jammed In Together Now. I believe that's what it was called. You see, I don't even remember the name of it. You know why? Because I didn't write it, and that's not good. You know what I'm saying? I just told you about the it's not this, it's that article. I just spit that title out real quick, but I have to think about the one that ChatGPT wrote because I didn't write it. Says something, huh? But yeah, it's that article is also in my description box if you want to take a look at it. But that's where I discussed how a lot of spaces in my town, the city that I was living in at the moment, had a lot of mixed age spaces to where, you know, you could be at a bar and see a child. Like you can really, that's something that happened to me before. I remember I was at a bar and it was like 11 o'clock at night. And then there was like a child in there. It's like a 3-year old playing peekaboo with the guy that I was with. And I'm like, who are you playing peekaboo with? And he was like, oh, it's a kid back there. And I'm like, like, what? why? Why is this kid in this bar? And no shade to the kids, but no, absolute shade to the parents, because why do you have your kid in this bar? But why is the bar even allowing kids to be in this space at this time? You know what I'm saying? And also like older people sharing spaces with people in their 20s, and kind of hogging the little jukebox that's in there. The older people want to listen to some Smokey Robinson, the young people want to listen to some Lotto. We're sharing these spaces, but nobody's really actually happy in these spaces. But yeah, so if I actually would have wrote it from my point of view, it would have been a great article, but I let ChatGPT write it. And it's okay. It's okay. It conveyed the message that I wanted it to convey, but it fell flat in terms of actually like having a human touch. Honestly, having a human touch. And actually, like, I am one of those writers that I write like how I talk. Like, if I say, oh man, I want to go to the bar, that want to is going to be WANNA. I'm going to type it out as wanna, because that's how I speak. That's just what it is. Um, but yeah, that article, it didn't really get a lot of response online on my socials as other articles have that I've written straight off the dome. Um, and I started noticing that. I started noticing a lot of things that I would use ChatGPT and people would barely really like it or share it or comment on it. I think it's because people know. I mean, human to human, we know what's real. We can tell when something has been made by AI, or you know is really human. Now there are some AI generated images and stuff to where it's like it will fool the eye. I have seen like AI creators to where I thought it was a real person, but as you actually start to see their mannerisms and see that maybe they don't blink, or maybe their their fingers are a little off, or maybe they keep doing the same mannerisms over and over again, and you like, huh, something is kind of off. Maybe this is not really a person. My daughter is really good at spotting it, but she's Gen Z. She can spot it like that. She like, oh no, this person is too perfect. That's AI. And I'm like, oh wow, I thought they just had their shit together. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. But a lot of us can peep it. A lot of us can't. But when it comes to language, I really feel like 60% of us know when something has been created by ChatGPT. So I'm gonna get back on track with my Substack. I just had to throw that out there. So one day I was like, you know what? I don't want to use this anymore. I miss writing. I miss the process. I love the process. I'm actually in the middle of writing about the process on Substack, on my Substack. And if you follow me on my social media on like Instagram or Facebook or TikTok, I don't really promote my Substack on TikTok or whatever. But if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook at Tia the Writer, you will see when that article actually publishes. I'm working on getting it out this week because it's just something that I really want to delve into. I really want to talk about the process because it's very interesting. But one night, a couple months ago, I want to say maybe in March, maybe March, um, I was in the writing mood. I had a glass of wine. I was sitting at my desk. I had some Sade going, and words just started coming to me. And I'm like, yo, I want to write. I want to write. And so I started writing. I wrote for about 20 minutes. I loved every moment of those 20 minutes. And I wrote an article that I had been wanting to write for months, but for some reason I just didn't get around to it because I was using ChatGPT so much. So that night in March, I want to say it was like a Saturday night, and I just, I had my robe on. I was feeling real cozy. I wanted to feel that writing process again. I wanted to be in flow of writing. I really wanted to fall back in love with writing, man. And so I wrote for like 20 minutes until something was like, that's it. Maybe it was the ancestors, I don't know. But um I wrote about uh how all of my favorite writers, well, not all of them, I titled it all of them, but I have a lot of favorite writers, but a lot of the woman writers that I really looked up to didn't really pop off until they hit their 40s, like Toni Morrison, and Maya Angelou. Like, I always wanted to write about that because it's just thoughts that I've been having in my head for honestly not even a couple months, for a couple of years. I think ever since I hit my 40s, I started thinking about that because I'm like, man, like, where is my book that's adjacent to Toni Morrison's Beloved. You know what I'm saying? Like, why am I not producing work like this? Why didn't I write like this in my 20s or my 30s? You know what I'm saying? And it hit me like it's because Toni was in her 40s when she produced like The Bluest Eye and Beloved. She was in her 40s. She had to live some life. Terry McMillan had to live some life to give us great, amazing novels, you know what I'm saying, that really spoke to the black American woman's experience. Like these women had to really live in order to give us these life stories. And it hit me, like, oh, I'm in my 40s. Let's see what we can do, you know what I'm saying? And just writing and getting and falling in love with the process. I'm like, oh, okay. So that article that I sat down and I wrote on a whim that only really took me 20 minutes to do, like it felt so satisfying. It felt like, man, this is why I write. This is why I write in the first place, to get these things out of my head and off my chest, and to communicate them to people who agree with me, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe disagree with me, but like writing has always been my way to connect with others and to communicate my thoughts with others. Um and so I'm like, yeah, let's put this out, and I'm like, and I'm not gonna run it through ChatGPT so it can like tighten everything up, aka pretty much take my voice out of it. And yeah, I'm like, nah, let's just put it out. I found a really cool picture of Nikki Giovanni showing her thug life tattoo. And I'm like, yo, I really like this. I really love how that story came out. And that story actually ended up being, like, even to this day, the best performing story that I have on Substack. Um, like every day I get new subscribers and followers from that story in particular. Um, I get feedback on that story a lot. I get a lot of comments on that story. I want to say I'm up to maybe 1,500 likes and like 600 shares and stuff. Like it's pretty cool. After I published that, um, my Substack started to grow. Like in a month, I got like 300 new subscribers. And then the next month, I got 200 more subscribers. In March, I want to say I had about 315 subscribers, which is pretty good, honestly, considering that, I was letting ChatGPT write everything, but whatever. I can't say that. I can't say Chat was writing everything because I do have some poems on Substack that people like the just things that I just wanted to like get off my chest. It's a really cool one about how I want my man to love music as much as I love music. um and I did not run that through Chat didn't write that. That was straight from my heart at 3 a.m. That was just one of those, like, I just want to share that. But yeah, I decided not to run. I didn't want ChatGPT to check anything, grammar or anything. I'm like, even if you find maybe a period is off or something in this article, that's fine. I'm human, whatever. But I published that, and yeah, I got like a lot of feedback, a lot of love on that article, a lot of shares. And that's when it hit me. Stop using this damn system to write. You are a writer. Your pen name is Tia the writer. Why are you out here having a system? I'm up here mad at myself, my bad. But it's like, why why am I getting a system to try to, like, do this work for me? I love this work. I love the process. I don't want it to be sped up. I don't want it to be easy for me. I want the challenges of getting through writer's block. I want to feel the flow of words coming to me when they're ready to come. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why I like being a writer. That's why I stayed a writer all this time. That's why I'll always be one till the day I exit this place. It's because I really just love writing. I love the process. I think I love the process more than actually the finished product. Honestly, the finished product is just basically a reminder of what the process is like for me. But yeah. So then the next month, I want to say in April, I I wrote a story about how I let go of a lot of male friends that I had throughout the years because I always was like, the cool girl or whatever. I ain't want to be the cool girl no more. I am a grown ass woman. I do not have time to play therapist to grown ass men who only call me for those therapy services. But yeah, but I wrote about that and that performed pretty well as well. And I got a lot of subscribers off of that. Right now, I want to say I'm over 850 subscribers on Substack. Um, and I haven't ran any of those stories through ChatGPT. I only use chat at this point to help me organize maybe like transcription work if I interview people. Because if you have ever done transcription work, if you know about that, it takes a long time. Yeah. So these days I use ChatGPT as a tool and not as a way for it to do my work for me because I love the work. Um, don't ever deviate away from why you do something in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Don't let these systems take over in ways that you are perfectly capable of handling. Like don't let it do everything for you. These systems are here to help us. Um, like kind of be like a companion to us versus to be us. You don't want ChatGPT to replace you for real. I know a lot of people be saying like, "Oh, ChatGPT is gonna, replace our jobs and stuff." Only if you let it. Only if you let it. And for a long time, I was letting it do that, and I felt like an imposter. You know what I'm saying? I felt like, yo, you better take the writer out of that name and just be Tia because you're not Tia the writer, man. Like you are Tia the ChatGPT user at this point. You change your socials, man. Change your name because that ain't you no more. And I had to get back to why I wanted to do this in the first place. I had to get back to my authentic voice. So that's how my Substack grew. Once I stopped using ChatGPT, I got back to the reason of why I do this in the first place. I got back to writing on my own. And if you feel like you're not that well versed, that's fine. I mentioned that in the article, in the It's Not This, Is That article that's linked in the description box on my Substack. I mentioned even if you feel like you're not the best writer, so what? Show your work. Even if it's messy, show your work. Do it anyway. Do it scared, whatever. Like, don't have ChatGPT correcting you in these areas because you may think it's making your writing better, but really it's taking your real voice away. And I had lost my real voice for a minute because I got bored with my writing, but or I felt like, well, ain't nobody gonna read this thought that I have. And it's like I got away from why I was writing in the first place, man. But now that I'm back, I'm feeling good. It feels good to be back. And now that I am getting back into the flow of just writing what's on my heart, writing on the topics that I'm very interested about. Like the articles are flowing out. Like I said, I'm working on an article right now about my writing process. It may be different from other writers, but I feel like it's really interesting. And it may help some people kind of like, craft their own way of how they write. So yeah, so that's coming very soon. But I hope you got something out of this video. I hope that maybe it changes your mind about how much you use ChatGPT or how much you rely on ChatGPT. Like I said, it's here to help. I'm not saying like I am not anti AI at all. Like, I still use it to like, for different like marketing ideas and stuff like that and strategies because it's still, it's very helpful. I just can't let it do the work that I know I'm capable of. I can't just let it I can't let it do all the work for me. You know what I'm saying? All the heavy lifting. Nah, like it's here to help me, not be me. So yeah. Also just want to throw out there too, if you are on Substack, follow me at Tia the Writer. Something else that really helped my articles catch traction is that I would be the first one to like my posts when I publish my articles. Don't be afraid to be the first one to like your stuff. Someone told me one day that is pretentious. It's not. I got that from Kelly Stamps, who is a very, very known YouTuber. And I remember watching one of her videos before she like blew all the way up and she said, don't be afraid to be the first one to like your stuff. Why aren't you the first one liking your stuff? You know what I'm saying? And from there, I always kind of like, I give myself a like, because people are more inclined to like something that's already, they don't even have to know you liked it. It just says one like. Somebody is more inclined to like something that somebody already liked versus nobody has liked it. Like it's no likes at all, it's zero, no movement at all, no motion. It's just gonna stay that way. But an object in motion will keep be staying in motion. You know what I'm saying? That's inertia. So give yourself a like, repost that yourself, tell your timeline, hey, new post alert, new article alert, something like, let people know that it's out there. Don't be afraid to promote your stuff on social media multiple times a week. Like, it's some people that didn't see it, and for the people who did see it, they know that you working, they know you out here promoting your stuff. Don't feel like you're annoying people. Don't feel like, what I'm saying, you just out here repeating yourself over and over. What it Just get into the mindset of, some people have not seen this from me, and I'm just trying to get it in front of people, the right people who are going to react to it and read my stuff and share it and comment on it. Like, don't be afraid to promote, don't be afraid to like your own stuff. Like, and I just want to also say, the person who told me that liking your own stuff is pretentious, they have no motion at all. Okay, just saying that, none. To this day, they have no motion. So I just had to throw a little shade right there. But like, nah, don't be afraid to like your own stuff. Don't be afraid to say, hey guys, I wrote something last week. Hey, last month I wrote this thing, check it out, whatever. Hey, in case you missed it, here's this post of mine. Here's this article. Post it all across the board if you're proud of it, what I'm saying, if you want people to see your work. And that's all I got, man. That's all I got. So if you got any value from this, that's cool. Give me a like. Subscribe if you want to. I'm really gonna get back into talking more about writing, because it's what I like. It's what I like. It's what I've always wanted to talk about, but I always thought it was like boring. Like, ain't nobody gonna watch what I'm talking about. I'm up here talking about writing. Because when I see other videos on writing, the views be a little low. I'm not going to front. The views be a little low. The comments be a little dry. And I think it's because that's just what it is. But yeah, if you got any value, give me a like, subscribe, all that, and I will be back more than likely to talk about my writing process. So thank you for watching. Peace.